Guys, sound the trumpets. Prepare the banquet. Something special happened this week. The royal nanitics are finally here. Our new beloved green queen ant, whom we've named the Jade Empress, and have been following over the past month on her journey to founding her colony, finally welcomes her very first worker ants this week. I'm so proud of her and of us for making it this far, because this species of ant, known as weaver ants, are notoriously hard to get started in captivity from just a pregnant queen ant, as we've done here. It's been 1 month since we first caught our Jade Empress, and she laid eggs for us. And finally, today we're going to meet our very first weaver ant workers, as well as discuss what our next steps should be, because I'll be needing your help and opinions to ensure our young fledgling colony has the best chance at success to hopefully become our future thriving and epic weaver ant kingdom, living gloriously as these ants do within the trees. Welcome to the AntsCanada Ant Channel. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon. Welcome to the AC family. Enjoy. In the darkened cavernous space that surrounded the founding chamber of our Jade Empress, all was quiet, save the sounds of tree frogs, crickets, and nocturnal insects chorusing in the distance. Where she was, who knows? All that mattered now was the humble arrival of Chip, her very first nanitic worker ant. Hi there, Chip. Welcome to the Antiverse. We've been eagerly expecting you. Chip here is only a few hours old and is already taking on brood care duties, tending to this developing pupa. Now, Chip doesn't know it yet, but she's the first of an upcoming fleet of VIP, or rather VIA, worker ants, known as the nanitics, whose very important work will make the difference between whether or not this entire ant colony will succeed and turn into the millions we hope they will, or fail and completely die out. We'll be working closely together with Chip and her upcoming fellow nanitics to pioneer the growth of this colony. But just a heads up, if you're new, I want all of us to be on the same page and manage our expectations here, because this is all going to be a very difficult journey for us and these weaver ants, since this ant species, as mentioned earlier, is extremely tough to get started from just this founding stage, which is why I am elated that we've already come this far in the founding process. I do know, however, that together with all of your help, AC family, we'll manage to guide these ants on their road to proliferation into the weaver ant colony of our dreams. But first, AC family, now that the very first nanitic has arrived, and more nanitics arriving shortly later on in the video, we can now technically call this a legit ant colony. And so, I'm pleased to announce, it's time for something big. I'm taking names, guys. What should we name this new weaver ant colony of ours? Let me know your name suggestions in the comments, and your AC Senate and I will choose our top 5 favorites for all of us to vote on in a future video. I can't wait to hear your names, and if you can't think of one now, feel free to give one later as we learn more about these weaver ants in this video. So before we meet Chip further and see how she's been working closely with our Jade Empress to care for the growing colony, I wanted to do a quick overview on these weaver ants for those who may be just joining us on this intriguing weaver ant series and may not be aware of just how incredibly unique and special these particular ants actually are. Let's do a quick weaver ant crash course. Prepare to be mind blown. So we've had weaver ants on this channel before, a massive colony we called the Emerald Empire. So these ants don't nest in the soil like other ants, but nest arboreally, exclusively within the leaves of trees and bushes. Check them out. So busy at work. They're called weaver ants because they execute these massive building operations where the workers pull leaves together and use the silk produced by their larvae to essentially glue these pulled-in leaves to form these great big leaf nest structures. Using live leaves as a nest building material is part of the genius biological engineering of these weaver ants, because within these weaver ant nests, the air is perfectly humidified due to the tree or plant's natural transpiration process, where the plant releases water vapor, and the plant continues to take in the carbon dioxide the ants breathe out inside the nest, while replacing it with fresh oxygen for the ants to breathe in. Once the leaves wilt, which leaves eventually do, the ants construct another leaf nest somewhere else on the plant. I don't know about you guys, but I find that pretty amazing. And I must say, I miss keeping weaver ants on the channel. Sadly, during the pandemic, I had to release the Emerald Empire, along with many other ant colonies I was keeping, back into the wild due to lockdown in my city, making it hard to get them feeders. I promised myself that one day we would have weaver ants again on the channel. And finally, that day has come, AC family. The fact that we've made it this far is pretty spectacular. So Chip is currently still hardening, as she's just emerged from her pupal stage. She's a bit delicate, but she's clearly ready to work. Now, some of you might be wondering why she's brownish and not green in color. Great question. So here in my country and throughout Southeast Asia, where I currently live, these weaver ants are reddish-brown in color. The queens, however, come in bright green, blue-green, brown, yellow, and all these colors in between. However, in Australia, where these weaver ants also exist, the workers are actually legit green. Jealous? No, I'm kidding. It's cool. Red and green reminds me of Christmas. These ants are still cool either way. Now, the Jade Empress here, along with all of us, have been waiting patiently for the arrival of the first generation of workers, the Nanitics, because they would now go on to help the Queen with colony duties, eventually taking over all responsibilities so the Queen can just focus on laying eggs for the rest of her life. But right now, it seems the Queen is still handling most of the work. Here you can see the Jade Empress being the caring mother that she's always been, picking up a pupa to set it closer to the pile. The Jade Empress carefully cleans each egg, larva, and pupa, licking it with her antiseptic saliva to ensure they don't get attacked by mold or disease. I also managed to catch her feeding a larva, as seen here, some of her self-made nutritious soup, made from regurgitated liquefied muscle tissues in her back, which so far has been sustaining her and all these babies. I also noticed a black spot in Chip's gaster, which means the Jade Empress has been feeding her some of this self-made soup as well. Now, this self-made soup isn't infinite in supply. Now that the workers are arriving, the workers can now be the ones to search for food to feed the Queen and the rest of the babies. And so, AC family, that brings us now to this titanic moment. Let's feed this colony their very first legit meal, shall we? Now, we gotta do this carefully, as I don't want to incite any panic. I carefully unscrewed the bottle cap and went in with a wood stirrer dipped in a sugar water mixture. Sorry, beloved Jade Empress and Chip, I come in peace with a gift offering of goods. Both Chip and the Jade Empress seemed intrigued by our stick, and thankfully not too scared. They smelled it, waving their antennae in the air. Administering the drop, and screwing the bottle cap back on. I watched to see what would happen. For the first little while, I noticed that neither Chip nor the Queen seemed interested in the sweet drop of sugar water. Surely they could smell it. Eventually, I decided that they weren't interested in it. It was too early, I think. I usually wait about 5 to 10 days after the first worker ecloses before offering food. I think the Jade Empress still has a good supply of self-made soup inside her, and the worker is probably still hardening and isn't ready to eat yet. I think I'll just try again in a few days. But meanwhile, let's wipe up the drop, just so we don't get mold or babies don't end up getting stuck in it. Now, AC family, I've been thinking long and hard about what the plan should be starting now. Let me know what you guys think of this plan. So I think we should just continue raising the Queen, all her brood, and the nanitics in this bottle for now. It does seem the colony is comfortable here, and the bottle is offering the colony the perfect amount of humidity and air stillness that founding ant colonies need to succeed. I'm afraid if we try moving the colony into a plant too early, they would surely die out from the shock in environment. I mentioned in a previous video that I do plan on replacing this bottle cap with a bottle cap with a hole, so the workers can exit the bottle and I can place the bottle into a terrarium where I can place their food. I remember how much our Emerald Empire loved the sweet jelly cups, so I intend on offering that first. I don't intend on doing all of this, however, until the ants start showing signs of web spinning though, because once the weaver ants start spinning webs with the larvae silk, then they can block off the hole in the bottle cap to a size that best suits them using the silk. That way they can decide to make the bottle cap hole small enough for the workers while keeping the internal environment of the bottle consistent. And then when the ants would be ready, they could widen the hole for moving the queen out into a plant or tree that I can just plant into their terrarium. Housing them in a bottle will also allow us to film and monitor their progress, so we can see if their numbers are increasing or decreasing. What do you guys think of this idea? As always, on this channel, your input is super valuable. You guys have cooperatively helped me raise and care for some of the most iconic ant colonies on YouTube. I have faith that with all of your help, we can one day see this ant colony through to become one of the greats on this channel. Now, one thing I wanted to mention for all of you who've been wanting to get into ant keeping with me is that you're actually in luck.
Did you know that it's anting season in the Northern Hemisphere? And you don't even need to leave your home to start an ant colony. You can catch pregnant queen ants from the safety of your own backyard, balcony, or open window starting this month. Be sure to visit AntsCanada.com for all your ant keeping and collecting gear shipped to you in a special package from our ant-loving facility in the USA, so you can get the most out of your ant keeping experience. We ship worldwide and also offer full email support if you need our help. We also have a helpful forum and ant colony trading marketplace on the site. Visit AntsCanada.com today.
The day after filming this episode, the second nanitic actually closed. Care to give her a name, guys? She's so cute. And it looks like a third is well on the way. By next week, for sure we'll have a nice little army of nanitics, all eager to work and hungry, so we can attempt to feed them their first meal of sugar water then. Before I forget, AC family, I have left a hidden cookie for you here. If you would just like to watch some extended play footage of our new weaver ant colony to the sounds of some relaxing music, go check it out. Overall, I can't wait to learn more along with you guys about how these incredible weaver ants grow into the mature colonies we all know and love in the trees. They are truly a dream species and a true gift to be able to follow week after week like this. I do know that what we are all doing and documenting here is truly valuable to science because a lot isn't known about how weaver ant colonies start. And so this AC family is an important journey that I am super grateful to be on with all of you. My heart is so full seeing all of your comments in these ant videos. So if you haven't yet, please remember to like the video if you enjoyed it, as that would truly help a lot. And hit that subscribe button to join our ever-growing AC family and be part of this historical and magical weaver ant journey. Until next week, when we return to the great the ant room and this burgeoning weaver ant colony. Thank you all for watching and supporting the ants. It's ant love forever.